Today we're gonna do filet mignon with herb butter and sous vide. Now, Charles always is like, ooh, I want to have a sous vide. I want to try that. And to me, it doesn't look good at all. But Gordon Ramsay does it, so it must be good, right?
Right.
So the recipe in here is filet mignon with herb butter. Remember, this is the book we're working our way through. So I don't have any filet mignon, but I have this really, really nice ribeye. And it's nice and thick. It's really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. And it'll be kind of like 2 large fillets. This recipe does call for 2 large fillets. So I'm just going to cut this in half this way. And I haven't made this before, and I'm not going to follow the recipe exactly because I want to change some things up. So it says fill the steel pot with about 5 inches of water. Exact amount is not important. Okay. I think it's got to cover, it doesn't say it has to cover the steaks, I'm sure, so. I guess I wasn't prepared. I should have filled the water up before. You know, that sous chef didn't show up today, so I had to do my own prep. So I'm going to do some things. We have a little bit of this Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce left over from Charles's Thanksgiving. Say that's probably, I think that's about it.
That looks more than 5 inches.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put that in there. Now, press the sous vide button, so I guess we better plug it in here. Hope we don't get too far ahead on this. Sous vide. Here. Nope, that's saute.
No, one beneath it.
There we go. Okay. While water heats to correct temperature, season steak. So we're gonna do a couple different things. Let's say where they're putting the butter. Okay. So I'm gonna use, because we're gonna use the barbecue sauce here, I'm gonna use some Nashville hot seasoning, and I'm gonna sprinkle this all on, and then I'm gonna rub it in. And we're going to do this on both sides. We're going to use some onion. And you could mix this up in a little tiny container and then do it. I'm going to turn my water on because I'm going to need this to wash my hands. I'm just going to pat this in here. Now I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I need a fork, I'm sorry. Then my mom always taught me that you want to get, we always use liquid smoke. She used salt and pepper, Worcestershire, and liquid smoke is what we used to put on our steaks when I was a kid. So I'm going to poke this a couple times with a fork. I get one over here by the fork. And now I'm going to put on this barbecue sauce. I'm going to especially put it where I have the fork holes. I want some of it to work down. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. All right. So now we're going to add to a quart-size freezer bag. They're saying add this recipe called for rosemary leaves. I'm going to use a little different. I have some shallot tarragon butter that I had made. It's really easy to make herbed butter. So I'm going to take about 3 tablespoons. And I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. Okay, and then I'm going to put in our steaks. I'm going to turn the water on again because I'm going to be having a mess here. I'm going to kind of rub this in. I'm going to put stick these two in here. Get as much as the air out of the bag as possible. So what I find an easy way to do this is just kind of roll it, and then go ahead and zipper it, and then right before you do the oscillator zipper, then just squeeze. And so that takes a lot of the air out that way without having to bunch it all up. So we're waiting for this to come up to temperature. The timer's gone off, and it actually went off and we didn't hear it, so you can actually add some time. So we added some time. So then it says very carefully put this in the water. Oh, I thought I got all the air out.
The water will push more air.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put this down. I don't think we cover it, right? Lower bag into pot. Yeah, so that's, you don't cover it. That's so weird. Don't they usually cover it on TV?
No, it's usually in a big circulator.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we wait 48 minutes.
All right.
Well, it says it's all done, so we'll see how it is. Make sure you use some tongs to take this out, because this water is going to be extremely hot. And even though you're like, oh, the bag's there on top, that's okay. I'm going to set it over here. And since we put some barbecue sauce on here, I'm not going to pat it dry like it says. I'm just going to pull out one of these. I don't think this is done yet.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's perfect.
it's perfect. I forgot about that. Yes. So I should have brought my skillet over here. And I like to use a blend. I like to use butter and oil. The oil helps the butter from burning, and and if you use straight oil, you don't get as much flavor. So you want to go ahead and mix your oil around a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and just put these in here so we can see it. I'm going to turn my pan up a little bit more. Let me taste it. This is perfect. Oh my goodness, you have to taste this. So as you can see, the meat's already actually cooked perfectly, by the way. My whole thing about sous vide has just changed. The flavor has penetrated the meat all the way through. To me, it's just amazing. I don't know.
It's really good. It's super tender.
Yeah, it's super tender. The flavor goes all the way through. You know, you cook a steak or a roast, and I always want that cap, but I like it rare. So it's hard to say what I want, because it's you know, I want that flavor. But this made the flavor penetrate through the entire meat. I mean, you can taste it all the way through. So what we're doing now is we're just searing the meat. So we want to get a nice sear like this. I'm going to do the edges. I'm going to do both sides first. The big sides. Oh my goodness. And you know, for a thick piece of steak like this, it would have been really hard. Like you cook on the barbecue.
Yeah.
You know.
It's very difficult to get that to come out right.
Yeah. Where you get it cooked on the outside and crisp on the outside, and then you just don't, the flavors don't penetrate like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if you must be able to sauté a roast.
Honestly, why not?
Like a small rump roast or something that'll fit in there.
That's such a big steak. That's practically a roast.
It is. So now we're going to go ahead and do the edges. Okay, so we've got it seared on all 4 sides. And you might want to take and just pat it down a little bit on a paper towel, just so it's not, because it's the oil and the butter. I mean, it's good, but you want to just get a little bit of it off. You want to keep that flavor on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see how this one is. This is not really the right knife. My right knife is in the dishwasher. A perfect it's a little, it's more medium than medium rare, but you've got your nice cap here, and then you've got all your color. This is really, I'm excited.
It smells good too.
It's gonna be hot because it's gonna, but I mean, look at that. That's a perfect cut of meat. You wanna try?
Sure.
It's gonna be hot.
Mmm.
I've just changed my whole philosophy on sous vide. I really seriously doubt that I'll cook a steak any other way nowadays. I might do the sous vide, put it with a little less time, and then finish it on the barbecue, so you get that nice the flavors of the barbecue. So if you want it rare, just cook it under rare, because the barbecue is going to continue cooking it a little bit. As a kid, we always, like I said, salt, pepper, a little bit of Worcestershire, and liquid smoke. We would let that sit out for 10-15 minutes, then we'd put it under the broiler. And I always said I'd never do steak any other way. But I got introduced to cooking on the stovetop with butter, and I fell in love with that. But this is the best way to cook a steak. And if you're a barbecue person, sous vide it for less than your time, and then throw it on the barbecue. Thumbs up. This is awesome.